I'm gonna do countdown.
Countdown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, three,
5, 5, 5, 5, 5.
3, 2, 1. Helen Yee here with Eyes on the Game, and I'm here being joined by one of the greatest, if not the greatest, wide receivers of all time, and now Hall of Famer, Mr. Terrell Owens, better known as T.O. First of all, congratulations. Has it sunk in yet? Because so many people were expecting you to have been in there last year or the year before.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored to obviously be in a class that I think everybody realizes is a pretty good class when you think about the ones that are inducted. But again, like as you mentioned, I should have been in 2 years ago. So I'm happy that all the people that have followed the last 2 years of me being nominated and being upset, and now it's finally happened. They're excited. I had a slew of messages, text messages coming through. So everybody excited for me. I'm happy that it's finally over.
Yeah. Now, how emotional were you, though?
I wasn't too emotional. Again, like I said, I mean, the first 2 years, like I said, I would have been very, very excited. Yeah. But to now go in at the third go around, I think it took the excitement, really kind of what it really means out of it. So again, like I said, that's not to say that I'm not proud. I'm not honored to be listed with some of the greatest that ever played the game.
Yeah, and speaking of the greatest and the teams from the Niners to the Eagles to the Cowboys, which team will you represent?
I'm not telling. I think I'm gonna reveal that I have a new app that I'm working with. It's called Hive Social. Okay. So it's called Hive, but if you want to download it, go to hivesocial.com. So when I get close to making that decision, I'm gonna release it. Who I want to be revealed as on that app.
And will it be within the next month, few months?
I don't know. Just download it. Like download it. Download hivesocial.com and just stay tuned.
Yes. And before I talk about why you're in Las Vegas and for the Renegades show, last weekend, obviously, the Super Bowl, the Eagles won. You've been on the Eagles. Were you surprised at all they beat the Patriots?
Not at all. Number one, I'm not surprised. When you understand kind of the rash of injuries, I think them being underestimated all year long. I know it's cliche to say it's always like when someone gets injured, it's the next man up. And they had a rash of him, none more notable than at the quarterback position with Carson Wentz going down. So you think about what Nick Foles had to endure the last 2 years personally, and now to be in a position to really kind of write his history, his legacy, and what he did, throughout the course of the regular season once Carson went down, and he played tremendous. Just to understand a man of faith and a man of belief, because I went through something similar. When you have everybody doubting you, number one, you have to believe in yourself, and you have to have that faith to go out there, and he did the impossible, and I couldn't be more happy, not only for him but the city of Philadelphia.
And he beat one of, if not the greats, in Tom Brady. I know
to have that on your resume. Yeah. I mean, to beat Tom Brady in a Super Bowl, I mean, that's remarkable. Not too many people have done that except for him and Eli Manning, who beat him twice. So that's an incredible feat. So I know he's very, very happy. His family is excited, and I think now, I mean, he's done himself some justice. I mean, if he does nothing beyond this, I'm sure he'll be happy and satisfied. But I know he has some greater things and a lot of football left in him.
And what about Tom Brady's performance?
I do recognize that he's a great talent. Obviously, when we played him in 2004, they beat us 24-21. Again, it's one of those things where when you play against Tom Brady, in order to win or beat those guys and him, you got to keep him off the field. And as you saw the game on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl 52, that's what the Eagles did. They kept applying pressure, and the more that they moved the chains, they kept Tom Brady off the field.
And speaking of quarterbacks, yesterday, huge news. Another former team of yours, the 49ers, gave Jimmy Garoppolo 5-year, almost $138 million contract. Do you think he deserves it?
I'm never going to say a person doesn't deserve anything, but good things happen to good people. And I think, honestly, I've talked about this earlier. When you think about quarterbacks are the only ones that are really getting these big paydays. What about the other guys that are, doing things for those guys to play great? So you think about the other positions that I think they may not deserve 80 to 100 million, but they definitely deserve more than what they're getting. So I think, him being a prominent figure, him being a face of the 49ers, and even a guy like Tom Brady, we have to do something to really kind of establish some guaranteed money for these guys that are playing the game. At some point, it has to change, and I think I'm very happy for GAROPPOLO. But again, I think in saying that, something needs to be done to help these other guys, get guaranteed money just as well as they're getting guaranteed money.
Like I just mentioned, Hall of Famer. I know you've had so many memorable moments and touchdown celebrations, but which moment is the most prominent or kind of stands out to you the most?
I think really just my approach to the Super Bowl, getting there, me being kind of traded from the Niners to the Eagles, and just that run that we had the year that I was there, and then ultimately getting to the Super Bowl. And again, just my approach, and really just my belief in who I was, and exercising my faith in the God above, that I could do something. And I did do something that people said that was impossible. And so, that's a highlight of my career, making it to the Super Bowl. We didn't ultimately win it, but that was one of those things that I think I'll forever be proud of. And again, football was never something that I grew up wanting to do. So what I did was really just out of pure passion, dedication. What I have is 3 Ds: desire, dedication, and discipline. That's how I became T.O.
Yes, and you are, of course, one of the greatest. Now, being here in Las Vegas, the new show Renegades, can you kind of tell the fans, what they can expect in it and how you got involved?
Well, I mean, it's basically it's a moderated, up close and personal stage show where, again, we're engaging with the fans. We tell stories. I mean, we'll divulge and discuss. You'll be able to hear untold and unheard stories from my career, as well as Jose Canseco's and Jim McMahon's. And so last night was my first time, performing with those guys. So it was interesting to hear some of their stories. Just sitting back from afar and just listening. So I learned a lot, about those two individuals' careers, just sitting back and listening.
And were you nervous?
No, not at all. I think what I'm doing now is preparing me for August 4th when I get inducted.